disagree with him?
Well, they had alcohol in the fraternity house, which was against their policy. They had minors buying the alcohol, serving the alcohol to minors. They had to make a decision about what they were going to do, and unfortunately they made the wrong decision.
John McArdle points to the story of Gordy Bailey as one reason he supports lowering the drinking age to 18, which, after all, he says, is the age when we're considered adults for most things.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Like firing a weapon and putting your life on the line in battle.
Why don't we trust these young adults to make the same kind of responsible decisions about alcohol that we believe them capable of making in the voting booth, in the jury box, on the battlefield?
The inconvenient truth is that a drinking age at 18 would cause more funerals. 900 families a year would have to bury a teenager.
Chuck Hurley is executive director of Mothers Against Drunk Driving, or MADD, which was a major force behind raising the drinking age to 21 back in 1984 because of increased traffic fatalities from drunk teenage drivers.
We know that drinking plus driving spell death and disaster.
When the United States reduced its drinking age in the 70s, it was a public health disaster. Death rates in the states that reduced their drinking age jumped to 10 to 40%.
I mean immediately, so you
immediately,
could see...
same month. Literally when the drinking age
cause and effect
was reduced, the next month the fatalities started to jump. When the drinking age was increased, the fatalities fell.
After the drinking age was raised to 21, the number of traffic fatalities among 18 to 20-year-olds declined by 13%, which is why Hurley has some public health organizations on his side.
Well, we're delighted to be working with the American Medical Association, with the National Transportation Safety Board, with the National Safety Council, with the International Association of Chiefs of Police, with the Governor's Highway Safety Association, with the Surgeon General of the United States, with the U.S. Transportation Secretary.
There are a list of impressive organizations that have lined up against you.
Oh, yes.
They feel that you have no data to back up what you're saying, that what you're proposing would be basically an experiment.
Well, I think that, first of all, we need to understand that lives are being put at risk off the highways in increasing numbers year by year as a result of this law.
Increasing numbers.
That number of lives lost to alcohol by 18 to 24-year-olds is going up at an alarming rate. It isn't just about lives lost on the highways.
So what we have is a conundrum. A law that has reduced highway deaths may, according to McArdle, be contributing to an increase in off-highway deaths. The Surgeon General says more than 3,000 Americans under the age of 21 are dying every year of alcohol-related causes other than driving, including homicide, suicide, and alcohol poisoning.
That's a full bottle of sherry, baby.
These chilling statistics appear to have little impact on behavior. As evidenced by a quick tour of the internet, websites glorify excessive drinking and even teach kids how to get loaded in a few seconds.
I'm about to attempt the Super Irish Car Bomb. Yep. It consists of 2.5 Guinness, 3 shots of Brady's, which is basically Bailey's liquor, and 3 shots of whiskey. And this is a really, really bad idea.
These bad ideas are so common and popular, YouTube and collegehumor.com are used like instruction manuals.
Yeah! Whoa.
Chuck Hurley of MADD says the answer is not lowering the age to 18. That, he contends, would just increase the availability of alcohol to even younger adults.
Guess what's going to happen in high school? Literally the trickle-down approach.
So what you're saying is 18-year-olds today get 21-year-olds to go get them liquor. You're saying 15-year-olds would get the 18-year-olds.
Yeah, that is what we're saying.
Is it your goal to eliminate all drinking among people under 21?
Yes.
And is that realistic?
No.
Flat out not.
Well, I mean, our goal really would be, in an ideal world, to eliminate underage drinking.
But you know you're not going to do it.
Well, we know that it's very difficult.
John McArdle thinks even aiming for abstinence is impractical. And besides, he thinks the real problem is alcohol abuse, excessive and binge drinking. And so he has a proposal that accompanies his plan to lower the age to 18.
Alcohol education is what we need, and that is a very important part of our proposal. And by that, I don't mean temperance lectures, and I don't mean prohibition, nor do I mean encouragement to drink.
What he does mean is mandatory classes in high school that would include the chemistry of alcohol, the physical consequences of abuse, and sitting in on AA sessions. Passing an exam would result in a license to drink.
So what you're saying is alcohol education would be like driving education.
That's a good analogy.
You'd have to take the course, there'd be a test, you'd get the license. If you violate it, the license is taken away.
Right away. That's right. And think about that analogy. It would never occur to us to say to a young person once they reach driving age, here are the keys, good luck, go figure it out.
McArdle thinks this idea, testing and licensing, is better than leaving things the way they are. Given the vast opposition to lowering the age, his chances of succeeding are slim. But as a history professor, he says it comes down to what we already know.
We have lived through Prohibition. We know Prohibition doesn't work. We know that on our college campuses. We know that in our households. We know that in the military. We know that in non-college America as well. Legal Age 21 seeks to impose Prohibition on young adults. And that's the way, and in my view, the only way to look at this question.